You skip a few meals thinking it's healthy, but inside your body, your liver is flipping a hidden metabolic switch. Fat starts moving, toxins shift, cells change behavior. The shocking part? Most people have no idea what phase their liver is actually in. There's a silent hero within each of us, working tirelessly, day in and day out, often without a whisper. It's a remarkable organ, a master chemist, a tireless detoxifier. Yet for many, this hero labors under a constant burden, never truly getting a moment to rest, to repair, to rejuvenate. I'm talking, of course, about your liver. And if you've ever felt persistent fatigue, nagging sluggishness, or received a bewildering diagnosis pointing to an overworked system, then this story is for you. Meet Eleanor. Eleanor was, by all accounts, a woman who had made it. A successful architect in her late 40s, her days were a whirlwind of blueprints, client meetings, and site visits. Her evenings were often spent catching up on emails, preparing for the next day, or attending networking events. Food was for Eleanor a constant companion. A quick breakfast bar on the commute, a sandwich snatched between meetings and afternoon coffee with a pastry to combat the 3 p.m. slump, and a late dinner often followed by a small snack before bed. She wasn't a heavy drinker, rarely indulging in more than occasional wine on weekends. Yet, despite her seemingly healthy choices and active lifestyle, Eleanor felt off. A persistent, dull ache often settled in her right side. Her energy levels, once boundless, now ebbed and flowed. She gained weight, especially around her middle, despite her efforts to eat sensibly. The final straw came during a routine checkup. Blood tests revealed elevated liver enzymes, and an ultrasound confirmed the doctor's suspicion: non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD. It's quite common these days, Eleanor, her doctor, Dr. Davies, had explained gently. We're seeing it more and more, even in people who don't drink alcohol. It's often linked to lifestyle, diet, insulin resistance. Eleanor felt a wave of shame and confusion. She wasn't an alcoholic. She tried to eat healthily. What was she doing wrong? Dr. Davies suggested dietary changes, more exercise, and a general overhaul of her habits. But Eleanor felt overwhelmed. Where did she even begin? The idea of cutting out certain foods felt like deprivation, and her schedule barely allowed for a structured workout, let alone a complete lifestyle transformation. She felt stuck, her once vibrant spirit dimmed by the shadow of her diagnosis. What Eleanor, like so many others, didn't fully grasp was the insidious impact of continuous eating. Her liver, that magnificent organ, was designed not just to process toxins, but also to manage energy. Every time Eleanor ate, especially carbohydrates, her body released insulin. Insulin's job is to usher glucose from the bloodstream into cells for energy or storage. When cells are full, or when there's a constant influx of food, insulin signals the liver to convert excess glucose into glycogen for short-term storage. But when glycogen stores are also full, the liver, under the persistent command of high insulin, starts converting that excess energy into fat. And where does that fat go? Right into the liver itself, and into other fat stores around the body. Eleanor's liver was like a factory operating 24/7, constantly receiving raw materials, constantly being told to produce and store. It never had a chance to clean its machinery, to perform essential maintenance, or to clear out the accumulated inventory. This relentless cycle of eating, insulin spikes, and fat storage was the silent culprit behind her fatty liver, far more impactful than occasional wine. Her liver was drowning, not in alcohol, but in an endless supply of calories and an unceasing demand to store. One evening, scrolling through a health forum, Eleanor stumbled upon a conversation about intermittent fasting. The term sounded intimidating, almost like starvation. But as she read on, a different picture emerged. It wasn't about starving, it was about resting. It was about giving the body, and specifically the liver, a much-needed break. A fellow forum member, a woman named Sarah, shared her own journey, explaining how she had reversed her NAFLD. "Think of your liver like a battery," Sarah had written. "If you're constantly charging it, it never gets to discharge. Intermittent fasting is like letting it run down a bit, allowing it to use up its stored energy, not just keep adding more." This analogy resonated with Eleanor. It made sense. Her liver was constantly charging with glucose and fat, never getting a chance to discharge and burn what was already stored. Hesitantly, Eleanor decided to try. She started small, aiming for a 12-hour fasting window. This meant finishing dinner by 7 p.m. and not eating again until 7 a.m. The first few mornings were challenging. Her usual hunger pangs struck, but she pushed through, reminding herself of Sarah's analogy. To her surprise, by the third day, the morning hunger wasn't as intense. She found herself drinking more water, and the clarity she felt was unexpected. This initial phase, she learned, was crucial. After approximately 8 to 12 hours without food, her body's primary fuel source began to shift. Her liver, no longer receiving a fresh supply of glucose, started to deplete its glycogen stores. Once those stores were significantly reduced, it was forced to switch gears. It began to tap into stored fat for energy, not just fat from her adipose tissue, but crucially, the fat accumulated within her liver cells. This was the first step in reversing the damage. Her liver, for the first time in years, was finally getting a chance to burn, not just store. Encouraged by her newfound energy and the absence of that nagging ache, Eleanor extended her fasting window, gradually moving towards 14, then 16 hours. This 16.8 protocol, 16 hours of fasting followed by an 8-hour eating window, became her sweet spot. It allowed her to skip breakfast and have a late lunch, fitting perfectly into her busy schedule. It was during these longer fasting periods, especially past the 12-hour mark and into the 16-18-hour range, that something profound began to happen at a cellular level. Eleanor learned about a process called autophagy, which literally means self-eating. This wasn't starvation, it was a highly sophisticated cellular cleansing process. Her cells were actively breaking down and recycling old, damaged, or dysfunctional components. And even more specifically for her liver, a specialized form of autophagy called lipophagy was kicking in. Imagine tiny cellular housekeepers meticulously identifying and dismantling excess fat droplets accumulated within her liver cells. They were literally consuming the fat that had been choking her liver, processing it for energy or expelling it. This was the true magic, the deep internal repair that her liver had been craving. She pictured her liver, once congested and sluggish, now meticulously cleaned from the inside out, its pathways clearing, its efficiency returning. She noticed tangible differences. Her skin seemed clearer, her mind sharper, and that persistent afternoon slump was a distant memory. The weight around her middle slowly but steadily began to recede. She felt lighter, not just physically, but mentally. The fog that had clouded her days was lifting. As Eleanor became more comfortable and attuned to her body, she occasionally experimented with longer fasts, venturing into the 18 to 20-hour range, sometimes even 24 hours, once or twice a week. It was during these extended periods that her liver truly entered a deep repair mode. She learned that these longer fasts significantly boosted her body's natural growth hormone production, a powerful hormone that aids in muscle preservation and fat burning, further supporting her liver's regeneration. At her next follow-up a few months later, Eleanor was a different woman. Her eyes sparkled, her posture was confident, and she exuded a quiet strength. Dr. Davies reviewed her new blood tests, his eyebrows raising in pleasant surprise. Her liver enzyme markers, ALT and AST, once elevated, were now well within the healthy range. Her insulin sensitivity had dramatically improved, and her overall metabolic markers, triglycerides, cholesterol, and glucose levels, had all shifted towards optimal. "Eleanor," Dr. Davies said, a genuine smile spreading across his face, "this is remarkable. Your liver looks happy. It's almost as if it's been given a new lease on life." Eleanor explained her journey with intermittent fasting, not as a restrictive diet, but as intentional rest for her body. She spoke of the profound feeling of giving her liver the break it needed, allowing it to perform its natural cleansing, repair, and regenerative functions which had been impossible when it was constantly working. She also shared a crucial lesson she had learned: how you break your fast is just as important as the fast itself. She realized that rushing to consume processed foods, sugary drinks, or large, unbalanced meals would negate much of the good work her liver had done. Instead, she prioritized balanced, whole food meals, plenty of lean protein, healthy fats, and fiber-rich vegetables. This mindful approach sustained the benefits, preventing the immediate reaccumulation of fat and helping her body continue to thrive. It wasn't about deprivation, it was about intelligent nourishment. Eleanor's transformation was more than just numbers on a lab report. Her energy levels were consistently stable throughout the day. She no longer experienced the dramatic peaks and crashes of blood sugar. Her sleep improved, her focus sharpened, and her mood lifted. The dull ache in her side was gone, replaced by a feeling of lightness and vitality. Her liver, once a silent sufferer, was now a vibrant engine, operating with renewed efficiency. She understood now that intermittent fasting wasn't a fad diet. It was a profound act of self-care, a way to harmonize with her body's ancient rhythms. It was about recognizing that her liver, like any hard-working machine, needed downtime. It needed periods of not just processing, but also repairing, cleaning, and rebuilding. Eleanor's story is a powerful reminder that our bodies possess an incredible capacity for healing and regeneration, often just waiting for the right conditions. Our liver, in particular, is an unsung hero, constantly striving to maintain balance. But in our modern world of constant consumption, we often deny it the very thing it needs most: a break. By embracing intermittent fasting, Eleanor didn't just reverse a diagnosis. She unlocked a new level of health, vitality, and understanding of her own body. She learned that giving her liver the rest it deserved wasn't about scarcity, but about abundance. An abundance of energy, clarity, and well-being. It's a testament that sometimes the most profound changes come not from what we add, but from what we intentionally choose to withhold. Your liver is waiting for its moment to shine, to clean, to repair. Are you ready to give it that chance? Your body thrives on awareness, not extremes. Instead of chasing quick results, learn to listen to your signals. Start with gentle fasting windows, stay hydrated, and prioritize whole foods when you eat. Sustainable habits always outperform short-term hype. Have you ever tried intermittent fasting, and how did your body feel? Share your experience in the comments so others can learn from your journey. And don't forget to subscribe to Everyday Vital Path to support us and stay inspired for more life-changing content.